In an era shrouded in perpetual darkness, a seemingly ordinary blind masseur possesses a mind's eye that perceives everything in the world. He is Zatoichi. When evil forces use innocent children to test the limits of this blind man, they do not realize they are awakening a legend capable of overturning the entire underworld. At the beginning of the film, on a quiet meadow, the blind Zatoichi rests with his eyes closed. The wooden cane beside him is his only companion and the symbol of his hidden identity. However, this peace is soon broken. A group of fierce warriors, led by their chieftain, surrounds Zatoichi. The warrior chieftain looks disdainfully at a child and says, The child carefully takes away Zatoichi's cane. The warrior chieftain takes the cane, his eyes flashing with mockery, and shouts at the child. Then, he ruthlessly stabs the cane into the dirt beside Zatoichi and contemptuously declares, Just when the warriors think victory is in hand, Zatoichi suddenly erupts. Zatoichi's gaze is determined, his movements sharp. He is not blind, he simply chose to feel the world with his heart. The changing winds of the underworld are always accompanied by endless blood, tears, and hatred. In another corner, two beautiful geisha sisters hide a tragic past unknown to others. They were once the daughter Okinu and son Osei of the Naruto family. 10 years ago, a bloody massacre targeting the wealthy rice merchant Naruto family destroyed their home. To survive, the younger brother had to disguise himself as a woman, and thus they embarked on a road of revenge. The hired hand from back then has now become their clue to finding the truth. When the hired hand screams in terror, the prelude to Blood for Blood begins here. At that time, the small town was shrouded in dark forces. The Ginzo and Ogi gangs ran rampant, committing all manner of evil. They plundered and bullied the people, causing unspeakable suffering to every household. However, the bullies' response was only indifference and threats. In this chaotic world, Zatoichi is not just about killing. He also shows kindness in gentle ways. An old woman carries a heavy load of vegetables, struggling to walk. Zatoichi offers to guide her and carries the heavy load. The woman gratefully invites Zatoichi to her home for tea. Carefully exhorting, under the dim light, the woman pours out the town's suffering to Zatoichi. Zatoichi listens silently to these hardships. He sees the suffering and injustice of this world more clearly than anyone else. Meanwhile, to make a living, a highly skilled Hattori Genosuke has to go back to his old trade and become a bodyguard. His wife loves him deeply, but also fears for him. She begs her husband. He knows the danger of this job, yet she cannot stop her husband. Ginzo and Ogi, together with Kuchinawa hiding in the shadows, are plotting an even darker conspiracy. On the tatami, they discuss intelligence on the murder of Heihachi Mishima and plan to wipe out the Funahachi gang. Their dialogue reveals a massive and corrupt criminal gang, and the arrival of Hattori Genosuke gives this gang wings. To test Hattori Genosuke's strength, Ginzo issued a daring challenge. Let Hattori Genosuke swing his sword without hurting anyone. Hattori Genosuke's eyes are determined. He precisely cuts the sandal straps on the feet of Ginzo's men, leaving them unharmed. This strike not only proves his superb martial arts skills, but also wins him Ginzo's trust. Although Zatoichi is blind, he displays extraordinary hearing in the gambling house. By capturing the subtle sounds of the dice, he accurately judges the results, amazing the gamblers and making the dealer suspicious. At the gambling table, he calmly wins a large sum of money, but this also attracts the attention of Ginzo's men.
景気が良さそうだね。
じゃあ私たち買ってくれない？
姉さん、三味線の糸外してどうすんだよ。そっちの姉さん、てめえ男だろ。
嘘だと思うだろうけど、これは本当の話なんだよ。実は私たち大棚の米問屋の子供だったんだ。
気がしたんだろうな大地。
名前ぐらいしかわからなくて、伊之助、タシチ。
そいつらをずっと追っかけてんのか。
At the same time, Hattori Genosuke also arrives at the casino, ordered to quell the trouble. The atmosphere inside the casino is tense. Ginzo's men provoke Zatoichi. However, Zatoichi's silence and calm leave them at a loss.
サイコロのと変わったな。何手やんでどむけら。
A chaotic fight is inevitable. Hattori Genosuke, blade in hand, moves like the wind, precisely killing enemies to maintain the casino's order. Zatoichi, amidst the chaos, quietly diffuses the crisis. This melee brings Zatoichi and Hattori Genosuke, two men of unique skills, into contact for the first time. Okinu and Osei, under Zatoichi's guidance, begin their revenge plan. They disguise themselves and go deep into the enemy camp. They discover that the snake tattoo on Ogi's arm matches the clue from the massacre years ago, the totem of Kuchinawa. This shocking discovery gives an outlet to their years of hatred. They coordinate with Zatoichi from the inside and outside to fight against this dark force. At night, Zatoichi, alone in the rain, engages in a fierce battle with Ginzo's henchmen. Rain washes away the blood, sword lights flash in the darkness. With his unique perception and exquisite swordsmanship, Zatoichi weaves through the enemies. Every swing of his sword is precise and lethal. The slaughter in the rainy night is the brief peace he brings to the town. Meanwhile, the past of Okinu and Osei replays in their minds like fragmented images. While young, they hid under wooden planks and witnessed their family being murdered. Cold sword glints and desperate screams are the deepest memories of their childhood. The seeds of revenge took root in their young hearts, eventually shaping them into the Avengers they are today. To better execute the revenge plan, they even underwent harsh shamisen training, turning the instrument into a deadly weapon. Hattori Genosuke, in the process of carrying out his mission, accidentally discovers his former mentor. However, the mentor is now ridden with serious illness and extremely weak. When Hattori Genosuke's blade points at the mentor says calmly, This composure plunges Hattori Genosuke into a moral struggle. The sword in his hand hesitates to fall. Finally, he chooses to let go of hatred and spares his former teacher. Ginzo's power grows day by day, and he ruthlessly occupies the Funahachi gang's territory. The town falls into deeper despair.
あなたたちは何なんですか?
てめえとこの死んだ旦那がうちの賭場で作った借金の方にこの店をもらうぜ。
Just as the town is shrouded in darkness, Zatoichi's kindness inadvertently affects those around him. The town hooligan Shinkichi, seeing Zatoichi's unique skill of listening to dice in the casino, actually tries to close his eyes and listen, longing to possess this special ability. His comical behavior adds a touch of comedy to the heavy story. And when Ginzo's men attempt to set fire to the siblings' hiding place, Shinkichi rushes into the sea of fire without hesitation. With Zatoichi's help, Okinu and Osei successfully escape Ginzo's pursuit. They disguise themselves as ordinary women and settle down temporarily with Zatoichi. To avoid detection, they even use makeup to change their appearances. While bathing with Shinkichi, they joke, This relaxed interaction temporarily dilutes the heaviness of revenge. However, the flame of revenge has never been extinguished. Okinu and Osei finally decide to take the initiative. They return to the tavern to talk to the owner and inquire about Ogi's whereabouts. The owner helplessly tells them that Ogi and Ginzo have formed an alliance.
銀蔵と組んでなんか悪いことしてるみたいだから。
Okinu and Ose express their determination to the owner. On a stormy night, Okinu and Ose sneak into Ogi's mansion. However, their identities had long been seen through by Ginzo.
分かってるよ。お前たちナルト屋の兄弟だろ。
Inside Ogi's mansion, Ginzo exposes their true identities and attempts to assault them. Okinu and Ose fight back with the martial arts they have trained in for years. At the critical moment, Zatoichi arrives in time. Fighting one against many, he once again repels Ginzo's henchmen. Finally, on the pitch-black beach, Zatoichi and Hattori Genosuke, two masters who are both enemies and friends, engage in a final duel. Blades flash and swords shadow, back and forth. Their martial arts skills are evenly matched. However, Zatoichi's superhuman perception gives him the advantage in the darkness. In the end, Hattori Genosuke falls under Zatoichi's blade, his blood staining the beach red. Meanwhile, Hattori Genosuke's wife chooses to end her life in a tragic way. However, the story has not truly ended.
それよりこれからのあんたたちのことよ。そんなやつもう相当な年になってんだろうし、ほっといても死んじゃうよ。
He encounters Kuchinawa again, who is actually the owner of the tavern. Kuchinawa mocks Zatoichi for being blind, but Zatoichi exposes his true face. Kuchinawa asks in disbelief. Zatoichi answers calmly. However, the mastermind behind the massacre back then was someone else, who is now an old man. Ultimately, Zatoichi uses his unique blind eyes to return the pain Kuchinawa once inflicted on others, doubled. He makes Kuchinawa truly experience what darkness is in the final moments of his life. Kuchinawa screams in despair. This is Zatoichi's most profound judgment on this sinful world. Zatoichi, a samurai who sees the world through blind eyes, his legend will forever circulate in the wind.